Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Celebrity News. Today we're going to be talking about the top 25 Michael Jordan sneakers of all times. Michael Jordan sneakers have become a cultural icon, and sneakerheads around the world are always on the lookout for the latest release. Number 25 on our list is the Air Jordan 7s, black and true reds. The black and red colorways was meant for the playoffs, and the purple highlights led them to be called the Raptors. We don't know why either. Coming in at number 24, we have the Air Jordan 15s, black and red. Inspired by Prada sports shoes, the X15 rocket planes, and even Mike's own tongue, the oddly shaped 15s was worn by Reggie Miller and other players around the NBA. At number 23, we have the Air Jordan 10s, City Pack. Released in 1995, the shoes was made with other players in mind and featured 4 designs, one for each team, worn by some of the NBA's top players. The City Pack 10s helped keep the Air Jordan mystique alive. Next up at number 22 is the Air Jordan 13s, white and red. The primarily white and red colorway was a winner, but the red dye bled through the white leather, so they was meant to be worn, not kept. At number 21, we have the Air Jordan 4s, the Black Cats. These shoes was an easy go-to since they went with everything and were only $115 at retail at the time of their release. Those was the good old days. Coming in at number 20, we have the Air Jordan 8s, white, gray, and red. These hefty high tops was a jarring contrast to their stripped-down predecessors, but they didn't slow Mike down as he cruised to his 3rd NBA championship. At number 19, we have the Air Jordan 13s, white, black, and red. Legend has it that Tinker Hatfield designed the shoes with a black cat theme, not knowing it was Jordan's nickname. This initial color wave emphasized the golf ball dimples in the upper and the 23 visible when viewed from the rear. Next up at 18 is the Air Jordan 8s, black and red. Built with everything except the kitchen sink, these shoes was perfect for the playoffs and finals. At number 17, we have the Air Jordan 12s, the Taxis. The basic black and white upper was offset by gold lace loops that provided just the right amount of flash. Even Charles Barkley had to wear these in the game. Coming in at number 16, we have the Air Jordan 2s, white, red, and black. The first real indication that the Air Jordans was more than just another Nike. The swoosh was stripped off to allow for a more fashion-forward design. At number 15, we have the Air Jordan 7s, the Airs. Despite being Bugs Bunny's sneaker of choice, the Air Jordans helped Jordan win his 2nd NBA title and Olympic gold. At number 14, we have the Air Jordan 1s, black toes. The relative rarity of this color wave, along with the traditional Bulls color, makes them highly sought after. Next up at 13, we have the Air Jordan 14s, Last Shot. Worn by Jordan during his famous last shot in 1998 NBA Finals, these shoes will always be remembered. Number 12. Air Jordans 11s, Cool Grays. Originally released in 2001, the monochromatic sneaker is usually seen as dull, but the cool gray Air Jordans 11s defines this theory. The contrasting gray shaded on the upper combined with the white midsoles gave the shoe an elegant look. It was an instant success and inspired a new wave of cool gray and wolf gray Air Jordans. At number 11, the Air Jordan 3s, True Blues. Originally released in 1988, the Air Jordan 3s was a game changer in many ways. It was the first to break free from the Bulls color scheme and was a hit amongst fans. The True Blue 3s was particularly appealing with its red and blue accent that would have been perfect for international play. The elephant print design under the lace loops added a touch of extravagance to the shoe. Number 10, Air Jordan 5s, Fire Red. Originally released in 1990 before sneaker blogs, fans had to rely on a grainy newspaper photo to catch a glimpse of the latest Air Jordans. The Air Jordan 5 stood out with its 23 embroidery on the side, a feature that immediately caught fans' attention. The Fire Red release featured the same embroidery minus the reflective tongue, making it a must-have for fans who wanted to emulate Michael Jordan's style. Number 9, the Air Jordan 11s, Space Jams. Originally released in 2000, the sneakers was first seen in 1995 when MJ wore them during the Bulls playoff series with the Magic, which they ultimately lost. The shoes was nicknamed the Nick Andersons after Nick Anderson stripped Jordan of the ball in a critical moment. However, when they appeared in the movie Space Jam in 1996, they became iconic. The release in 2000 was highly anticipated, and fans couldn't wait to get their hands on them. Number 8, the Air Jordan 13s, black and red. Originally released in 1998, when the Bulls wore their black shoes, the opponent knew that they was in trouble. The Air Jordan 13s, black and red, was no exception, as it exuded confidence and authority. Michael Jordan has already won 5 championships by the time he wore these, and fans knew he was gunning for his 6th. The shoes used the same material as the Flints, but with a darker and more imposing tone. Number 7, the Air Jordan 12s, All-Stars. Originally released in 1997, the Playoffs was a popular Air Jordan model, but the All-Stars edition was just as impressive. MJ debuted the shoes during the All-Star game in February 1997, and they quickly became the talk of the locker room. The black and white design was a departure from the previous year white model and emphasized the shoe's sleekness. Number 6, the Air Jordan 4s, the black cements. Originally released in 1989, MJ game-winning shot over Craig Ello in Cleveland in 1989 was a defining moment in basketball history. The black Air Jordan 4s he wore in the game became an instant icon. Number 5, the Air Jordan 12s, white and red. This sneaker was originally released in 1997 and was part of the second drop of the Air Jordan 12s. The white and red colorway was a hit among sneakerheads, and its translucent red sole matched the red mudguard perfectly. Designed for the older MJ, the shoes was also worn by Bulls center Luke Longley and Bill Wellington. At number 4, the Air Jordan 6s, the Carmines. Released in 1991, the Carmines Air Jordans was one of the most sought-after Air Jordans of all times. The red, black, and white colorways was as Bulls as it get, and MJ even wore them in games. It's hard to believe that they weren't popular right off the bat, but limited production and low demand meant that there weren't many pairs floating around in the early days of eBay. Number 3, the Air Jordan 3s, black cements. This sneaker was a game changer for Nike and the sneaker industry as a whole. Designed by Tinker Hatfield, the Air Jordan 3s kept Michael Jordan with Nike when much of his original team had left. Hatfield's idea of incorporating an athlete personality into his shoes changed the relationship between athletes and brands forever. The black cements 3s retained the perfect balance between tech and style, performance and appearance. Number 2, the Air Jordan 9s, white, black, and red. Released in 1994, the Air Jordan 9s was meant to celebrate MJ rise to global icon. Even though he was retired at the time, the shoes were simple, with a basic black and white upper with a red accent. The outsole had messages spelled out in multiple languages, and the Jumpman over a globe on the heel left little to the imagination. Number 1, the Air Jordan 11s, black and red, the ultimate Air Jordan for the ultimate time and the ultimate season. Released in 1996, the Air Jordan 11s was a weapon, and Michael Jordan was surgical with that thing. The all-black upper indicated it was winning time, and the translucent red outsole was all defenders saw as he slashed to the rim again and again. The black and red 11s represented all Michael Jordan and the Bulls stood for. Now you can't have a list of the greatest Michael Jordan sneakers of all times without adding the Air Jordan 1s, black and red. This is the sneaker that started it all. Released in 1985, the Air Jordan 1s was Nike's biggest gamble, placing the future of their basketball business on the shoulders of a young Michael Jordan. The sneaker was a hit, and the ball and wing logo became an instant classic. The Air Jordan 1s is truly a game changer and one of the most iconic sneakers of all times. And that concludes our list of the top 25 Michael Jordan sneakers of all times. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.